All right, let's dive into a story that is just wild. We're talking about a mix of romance, high stakes finance, and some serious psychological warfare. It's this incredibly convoluted scheme, but we're going to break it all down into a clear, five-stage master plan. And believe it or not, it all kicks off with one very cryptic offer.
So this is the message that starts the whole thing. It's sent to a guy named Costas. And you've got to understand, this man is at absolute rock bottom. I mean, he's just been divorced, he's got no job, and he's buried in debt. The offer? It's from an old colleague, Dimitris, and it has something to do with his super wealthy orphaned cousin. The whole proposal is really vague, but for a guy like Costas with nothing to lose, well, the stakes are as high as they get.
Okay, so here's how we're going to tackle this. We'll follow the anatomy of the scheme through these five key phases, starting with that mysterious offer and ending with a, frankly, shocking power move. All right, first up, let's get into that mysterious offer. This is where we find out who the target of this whole operation really is. So, the entire plan, the whole thing, it hinges on this young woman, Erica. Her story is just heartbreaking. She lost her mom when she was a kid, and then her dad died just a couple of years ago. As you can imagine, she's left in this state of deep, prolonged depression. She's totally isolated, incredibly vulnerable, and on top of all that, she's the heiress to a massive fortune. Her cousin Dimitris, he's supposed to be her guardian, her protector. She is, for their purposes, the perfect target.
And this offer Dimitris makes to Kostas, it's just weird, right? He says he wants Kostas to become a member of their family. But when Kostas asks what that actually means, Dimitris gets all cagey and won't give him a straight answer. That lack of detail is, well, it's unsettling. Kostas has this gut feeling that he's way out of his depth here, so he decides he needs some expert advice before he dives in. And this is where everything changes. This is the pivotal moment in the whole story. The strategists reunite. Kostas tracks down his former lover, a woman named Claire. And this one decision, this single move, completely flips the script. It takes him from being a potential pawn in someone else's game to a master player in his own.
I mean, just look at the contrast here. It's night and day. Before Clara enters the picture, Kostas has absolutely nothing. He's desperate, no direction. But the moment he partners with her, suddenly he's got a strategic partner, a real shot at serious wealth, a rekindled romance, and a brilliant, calculating mind in his corner. He literally has nothing to lose and everything to gain.
And let's be crystal clear about something. Claire is not just some psychologist. Oh no, she is an absolute force of nature. We're talking a doctor of psychiatry with a PhD in clinical psychology. She creates her own proprietary pharmaceuticals. She holds a diplomatic passport from the Seychelles, and her specialty? She's an expert, and I mean an expert in psychological manipulation. Make no mistake, she is the mastermind here. So this is the real kicker. Claire takes one look at this situation and immediately sees right through Dimitris's whole story. She tells Kostas, look, this has nothing to do with love or making Erica happy. This is a cold, calculated corporate power play to seize control of her father's company. And right then and there, she decides they're not just going to go along with it. Oh no, they're going to hijack the entire plan and make it their own.
Okay, so that brings us to the first phase of their counter-operation, the seduction of the heiress. And this is, well, it's meticulously planned. This isn't about romance at all. This is a mission, pure and simple. So Claire basically hands Kostas a playbook, a precise, almost clinical blueprint for seduction. Step 1, build absolute, unwavering trust. Step 2, control the entire environment around Erica. Step 3, create intimacy, but do it gently. And the final step, the end game, establish complete psychological dominance. He's supposed to position himself as the one and only solution to her deep, soul-crushing loneliness. Every single step is calculated. And to kick this whole thing off, on their very first date, Dimitris has Kostas give Erica a little gift. Get this, it's a pink diamond ring, and its estimated value is 400,000 euros. Can you imagine? That gesture is designed to be completely overwhelming, to scream an insane level of seriousness right from the get-go. And well, does it work? The plan is an immediate, total success. Erica falls for Kostas, hook, line, and sinker. She starts to see him as her savior, the person she's been waiting for. She becomes fiercely loyal and completely emotionally dependent on him. which of course gives the team the exact leverage they need to move on to the next phase. So, with Erica's absolute loyalty now in the bag, Costas and Claire are ready to move on to the financial endgame. It is time for a full-blown, dramatic corporate coup.
Picture this. A pivotal board meeting. The company's old guard, these entrenched managers, they openly challenge Erica when she makes a bid for control. And they are so smug, so supremely confident. Why? Because they know she needs 80% of the votes, and they believe there's no way she can get it. There's this key shareholder, a firm in Mauritius, that is famous for always abstaining from votes. They are absolutely certain they have her trapped. But they have made a fatal miscalculation, because that silent shareholder from Mauritius, it's secretly controlled by none other than Cleo, Erica's housekeeper. And in this absolutely stunning twist, it turns out that Erica's father had been secretly educating Cleo for years. He turned his seemingly simple housekeeper into a highly trained corporate operative with one single lifelong mission: protect his daughter at all costs. The takeover is just swift and brutal. With Cleo's vote, Erica instantly has control. The old managers? Fired. On the spot. Their office safes are emptied. Their company cars are seized. And then security marches them right out of the building. It is a total, complete, absolute victory. So, they've won the company. The battle is over, right? Well, not quite. The final phase is just beginning. And this isn't just about running a business anymore. This is about consolidating their power and establishing a new and deeply unconventional world order, just for themselves. The new board of directors is a masterstroke. It perfectly solidifies their control. You've got Erica as president, Costas is the managing director, and their two crucial allies, Claire and Cleo, sitting right there as board members. The entire power structure is now, officially, their own little inner circle. And they do not waste any time. They move so quickly to intertwine their lives completely. First, the entire group moves into Claire's €5.5 million villa. Then Costas is made a 40% shareholder in an offshore firm. A week later, he gets his own diplomatic passport, just like Claire. Within a month, Cleo transfers a huge chunk of her firm to him too. Their personal, their financial, and even their political power all just melt together into one single, unbreakable unit. And then finally, they make it official. They formalize what's already been happening behind the scenes. They decide to create their own rules, forming what is essentially a polyamorous family unit that completely merges their professional and personal lives. Business partners, lovers, family, it's all one and the same now. And this quote from Costas to Erica, it really becomes their mission statement, their central philosophy. They are actively rejecting conventional society, choosing instead a life that's all about shared power and constantly pursuing new experiences with, as they say, absolutely no taboos. And so, this entire brilliant and frankly mind-boggling scheme leaves us with one final fascinating question. Now that they have it all, immense wealth, total corporate control, and this unbreakable, fiercely loyal collective, what in the world comes next? What new projects will a family built on this much ambition and this much intelligence even dream of undertaking?